Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name's Carol, and this is your reading for January 2024. Had to look to remember the year. So we're going to get into a bit of shadow and light today, and it looks like I'm kind of going into a shadow light here. I can't tell what kind of weather's going on out here today, so I'm in Canada, so it's pretty cloudy here, and then some days it's snowing and it's not, and today it's windy and the sun's going in and out of the clouds, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, so I hope it's not too annoying. So I want to look at, start off with your energy. I want to look at your energy and see where you're sitting right now coming out of 2023. Maybe, it could be something that came up during the holidays for you. Maybe you're sitting with some patterns that you're repeating, something you want to resolve, maybe some emotions that you want to deal with, once and for all. I want to see where you're sitting right now, going into the new year. Sometimes we want to start off the new year, with a fresh start, and it's difficult sometimes if you're still dealing with some stuff. So I'm going to begin with asking the tarot for the top row from the Light Seers tarot deck, and I'm going to look at, ask for a couple cards for each section for your present energy, your shadow, and advice from the tarot. And so I'm going to ask for advice for the tarot at the end, and I'm also going to give you some advice for myself. I have another channel called Carol Cares, and on that channel I have a lot of videos, mental health videos for your emotions, for dealing with your emotions, journaling, how to journal from your emotions, how to ground yourself, how to process emotions, and just different emotions that will come up, like fear and hopelessness, depression, and anxiety. A lot of different emotions coming up that I talk about on that channel. And then I'm going to end it with an oracle card from the Animal Spirit deck by Colette Baron Reed. And I like that because it really just kind of solidifies a lot of things for me when I bring that out. All right, so let's begin asking the tarot for your present energy. Okay, 1 to 2 cards, hopefully, for your present energy, showing any patterns that are showing up, any emotions that need to be worked on. And I do read reversals, so that may come up. So we have for you 2 cards, which is nice. I have a 3 of Pentacles for you, and I also have the King of Wands showing up for you, your present energy. Let's look at what's coming up in your shadow that's related to this, your present energy, that you need to heal. Something coming up that you need to heal. Something coming up that needs healing. Too many cards. There's about 4 of them there, so I'm going to put them back in. Something that needs to heal. Something that doesn't want to come up. Here we go. Oh, way too many cards. All right, so I think I got some cards that might have flipped. All right, so I got a 7 of Cups in reverse for you. All right, so good. And now some advice from the tarot. 1 or 2 cards for that, please. Advice from the tarot. And it looks like I got probably too many, but we're going to have to take them because it's wanting to give them to me. So 2 of Wands, the Fool in reverse, Judgment card, and the Ace of Wands in reverse is for the top layer here. So I'm going to look at the top layer first, and then I'm going to clarify that with the Rider-Waite, and then I'll do your oracle card at the end. All right, so for your energy, you got Virgo, the 3 of Pentacles with the King of Wands. So let's take the 3 of Pentacles first. All right, 3 for me is a number of creativity. And Pentacles is all about, creativity in the workplace, getting creative, something to do with your health. And the Pentacle in particular is the body, represents the body. So I'm seeing that there is something that you're doing in your life that you're really getting ready to do, take a next step. That's creative for you. That's a new direction for you. That could be something you've never done before, and you're doing it. And I have the King of Wands behind it, which is very interesting, because the King for me, and all my court cards represent a part of us. And so the King for me represents the male aspect of ourselves. We have a male, a masculine, and a feminine part. Everyone has it, whether it doesn't matter your gender. And the masculine part of us is what I consider to be your ego. That is your drive. That is the one that most of us really listen to all the time, is our conscious, what we know, right? And this particular king right here is the King of Wands. So in a grounded position, the King of Wands would be very much somebody that is in, and this king is grounded, by the way, because he's upright. So this king is very much someone who would be the doer, which would be very much someone that would know what direction he wants to go into, and know that, it might take some time to get there, and knows how to be intuitive, knows how to get into his body, and do what he wants to do. And so this is interesting that you have a king coming up here, because there is I can feel this real drive to want to do something for yourself, which is awesome. Something different. But there's a shadow aspect to this. And the Seven of Cups is coming in reverse. And this particular, the cups is all about our dreams, our desires, our emotions. And for me, this speaks about an individual trying to find out what he wants to do next. And there's something under these cups that he has to lift up to figure out what it is. But it's in reverse here. It's in your shadow. And so I see that there is a resistance to doing what you want to do here, whatever this creative endeavor you want to do here is, this new thing for yourself. There seems to be a real resistance here to doing it. And maybe you're scared of the outcome, that you lift one of these cups, and I talked like this is the snakes and ladders game, right? You lift one of these cups up, and it's going to affect whether you're going to go up or down, or it's going to affect what direction you're going to go in next. And so you're looking at this going, I don't know, there's a resistance to doing it, because there's something in your shadow. I know that in December's reading, you had some fear coming up. And so maybe the fear is still here. But there is definitely, something that's not being dealt with or looked at. There's something coming up in your shadow that is preventing you from doing this new thing that you want to do for yourself. And so the guidance from the tarot, I have 4 cards here, and I will pull some other clarification after. The Two of Wands is the card that comes right before, and the Three of Wands that you got in your opening. And because you really want to do something, this new thing you want to do for yourself, the Two of Wands is saying, like, it's here. The nudge to do it is here. And you got to take that little first step, right? And the Fool comes in reverse for you. And the Fool's all about having faith and trusting that this is going to go somewhere. Just trusting that this has to go somewhere. And that is the hardest thing. And there's some real resistance here for you to trust. So you're having a hard time trusting that this little creative nudge that, the tarot is saying, take it, go ahead. But you're having trouble trusting. It wants you to trust. And the Judgment card is coming in here in an upright position. And, just look at this individual. She's feeling something come from inside of her, and just lifting. So there is something that's coming inside of you right here that's lifting, that's coming out of you, that's wanting to be released. It's like this, the judgment for me is this call from within, and we don't know where it comes from sometimes, but it's just wanting to be released. Like it wants you to do this. It wants you to move forward because you have a new offer on the table. The Ace of Wands is a new offer for you to bring your life to where you want to go, the direction you want to take it, this little creative direction you want to go into for yourself, putting yourself first, which requires, you to go inwards and get in touch with your intuition and get in touch with your internal guidance system to figure out where it is you need to go. But that is in reverse. And so this offer from the universe here, it's saying you can do this. You can do this. You need to trust. You need to have the faith. You need to have the faith of the fool that just says, you've got to start just somewhere. You have to start. You have to take that small little step, and that's what's going on with you. All right, let's clarify this. I think I've said a lot already, but we'll clarify it. And like I said, I hope the light is working out for me here. It doesn't look right to me, but we'll see what comes out. Okay. All right, so, the first card here, there's a couple cards that pop out here, and I think it's important to take them. You have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. Okay, so 2 swords card came out for clarification. And I think I'll ask for one more card there. There we go. I got 2 more here. The King of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so clarification for your 7 of Cups, please. Clarification for your 7 of Cups, which is what's coming out in your shadow. Wow, you have the 7 of Cups again in reverse. So you have the 2 7 of Cups here in reverse. Yeah, so I'll talk about that because you got both of them, which is very significant. Obviously, that's a big message for you. 2 more cards, please. 2 more cards here from the tarot to clarify this. 7 of Wands. 3 sevens. 3 sevens. So we'll look at what sevens mean, because that's significant. You have 3 of them. How many cards? There are 4 cards there that came out. So 1 more card, please. Again, way too many cards. Sorry, sometimes. Okay. I just need 1 more card here. Okay, here it is. Wow. 8. Strength card. The Strength card. Okay, so let's go with guidance. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Justice card. And I'm wondering if I need 1 more. I'll just take 1 more. You have so many on the top level. So just 1 more, please. Yeah. I had the 6 of Wands, and then you had the 4 of Pentacles. All right, let's get to this reading. So let's see with, this creativity that's sitting in here, this whatever you want to do, this new thing you want to do for yourself, whether it's putting yourself first, anything, something different that you want to do that's going to change the situation that you're in right now, definitely. But something small that you want to do for yourself, or maybe something big, I don't know. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse for your first card. The Ten of Swords. Swords is all about the mental energy. Swords is all about the thoughts spinning in your head, the belief systems that you tell yourself. It's what your ego says to you all the time whenever you want to do something. And it really tells me that you've come to your end of this cycle about this. Like, I think you've been doing a heck of a lot of spinning around this whole situation of, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? I'm not allowed to do this. Maybe I should. Just that sort of, I can't do this. I can't, just this is spinning in your head. And it's really, you've had enough. Like, because it's in reverse, which means like there's just, to me, because it's not, like 10 is usually a cycle and it's done and you're ending, but it's not ending. You're still battling with this, right? You're trying to end it. You're trying to. I mean, I believe you. But the Three of Swords comes up next, and the Three of Swords says, yeah, like, sometimes unfortunately, we just go through a lot of this pain, and we do have to go through this pain sometimes to get us to where we need to go next, right? Because I know there's somewhere next you're going. I can feel it. The King of Swords comes up in reverse, and the King of Swords, that male part of us that, and I believe it was in reverse, yes. The male part of us that with swords in a grounded position, which is what it would be in now, upright, would be that one that wants to cut through the bullshit, get to really who you are. But because it's blocked here, it's in reverse, that means there is really this block to finding out who you really are. Like, your ego is really doing, I can tell that your ego, your mind is really doing a number on you, but blocking you from taking this new step for yourself. And it's really telling you a lot of things like, these old belief systems that somebody would have told you about yourself, they're all coming up for you now. And that's what the ego does. When the King of Swords is in reverse, it really is a mind spinning game where it says you can't do this for any number of reasons. It's a stupid idea, and there's no such thing as intuition and going inwards and getting in touch with your inner guidance system. All those kind of things is what that spinning that goes on. And that's the King of Swords is great for that in an ungrounded position, your ego. And the Knight of Swords comes up right after it, right behind it. And for me, the Knights are represent that part that's your adolescent part. They're my freedom fighters. They want freedom from this mind control. I want you to look at right now these three cards that came behind this one right here. And this is another sword here. And he was in reverse as well. So these are all mental energy right here. You have a lot of spinning going around this particular, and it could be, these belief systems that you've inherited when you were younger, as an adolescent, as a child, that tells you that you can't take this next step. Because the Knight of Swords, who is also a mental energy, but my swords are free, my knights are freedom fighters. They want to get free of anything that's controlling them. They're the adolescent part. And adolescents do not want to be controlled at all. And so they want to get away from that. And sometimes they're running from their own pain too, right? So there could be something here where, because you're having there's a lot of pain that's sitting here that's happening for you. So maybe there is some pain that you're running from. But because it's in the reverse here, so there's a big resistance to feeling any of your pain or big over this situation. And I can see that because that's why you're so caught up in your head with this. Because when we resist our emotions and what's coming up from our shadow for us to deal with, we end up in our heads. And there's just so much spinning and pain that goes on, so much mental energy that's going on. And the only thing that this Knight wants to do is get free of this damn control, this control in your head. Because it's controlling you. It's controlling everything you do, these thoughts. And this Knight wants to be free of your pain, wants to be free of this control. And that's where you are right now in that situation. And it's not a good situation to be in. I've been there many times, and it's really painful when you're sitting, you're living in your head. And so the Seven of Cups, like I said, is coming up as what's coming up in your shadow, and you're having this new direction, this decision to make, this new desire of yours to take. And sevens, you have all these sevens. You have 3 sevens that's shown up for you, which is incredible. 3 different suits, 3 different sevens. Sevens is all about self-awareness, self-introspection. It's all about going inwards, all of it. And this whole section right here that's on for you, that's coming out of your shadow, is saying you need to look at what's coming up, what's in your shadow right now that's causing you to be in your head so much over this new direction. Like what you need to look at this person. This is the first one that comes out, which is in reverse, and it's our 7 of Cups. And again, it's that whole, this is, here's the cup one in reverse. Both of these were in reverse for you. So here's the one from the Light Seers deck, and here's the one from the Rider-Waite. And both of them, look at it. There's a decision to be made here. There's a direction to be taken. Look at all these distractions here for this person. Like, so many things on offer, right? So many things on offer for you. There's so much out there for you. So much. But you're so blocked in your head. And these are in reverse. Like there's so much resistance to going in and finding out what there is out there for you. And I see this creativity, this wanting to do something different for yourself, whatever that is. But it's just, and it's there, it's all saying you need to go inwards and find out what it is. And why is it blocked? Why is there such a resistance? There's such a resistance here to going in and trying to find out what it is. And the last card, which is a really beautiful card for you that comes up, is the Strength card. Because the Strength card is what we need. It's what we need to finally say, I'm going in. I'm going to go ground myself. I'm going to find stillness. And I'm going to find this strength that's going to get me to find out who the fuck I am and what do I want and how I'm going to go in this new direction for myself. This is the Strength card. You grab onto it. This particular woman is going to tame this lion. And you know what? Sometimes this work is about taming, man. It's like taming ourselves. We just got to sit down. We got to find some stillness and go inwards and ground ourselves and journal and find out what it is we want or what it is we want to do with ourselves, And she has this lemniscate here, this infinity symbol on top of her head. There's so many opportunities for you out there. And they're blocked. You don't believe them. And your shadow saying is screaming at you with this 3 sevens to say, listen, go in. Go in and find it. When I started my therapy, one of the things my therapist said, my intensive therapy for my own complex trauma, one of the things she said at the beginning of my journey was, you have an internal guidance system and you just need to go inwards and find it, and because you have all your own answers. And do you think I wanted to hear that? Do you think I wanted to hear that I had all my own answers inside of me? I wanted people to tell me what to do. I was so used to in my life being controlled by other people that I just looked to other people to guide me to do it. I didn't know what to do. And she was telling me, kind of saying I had to do it on my own now. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that, And so she taught me how to go inward. She taught me how to ground, and she taught me how to journal. And she taught me to cut through all my freaking bullshit that I've been told all my life that I couldn't do stuff. And I'm here reading tarot. Like, I don't, I put a video out and said how I became a tarot reader. It's on my channel, on this channel. And it explains how I got to this journey. It's not something that just happened. It's not something I imagined that I'd ever do. In fact, tarot got me in a lot of trouble. And I think that's, was part of my journey. So I don't know why that came up, but that just came up for you, and there, you got to get the strength. The commitment is needed to go inwards and find out who you are, because the tarot really wants you to, there's this creativity we talked about, having that that whole thing about the Fool came out for you, and there's this the tarot knows that there's this inner part of you that wants to come out. The real you wants to come out, but you have to have the faith, and that's blocked. The faith of believing that the universe has your back, that there's actually something out there for you. The Queen of Swords is the first one that comes out for the tarot recommendation here. So the Queen of Swords, she's the feminine aspect of you. She's the one that's going to cut through all the bullshit, and she's the one that's going to find your authenticity. She's the one that's in touch with her intuition. The feminine part of you is in touch with your intuition, in touch with your emotions. She takes time. She knows she has to get still. And with this sword, she's going to cut through all that bullshit, and she's going to find out who you are. That's what she's going to do. She's going to do it. But you got to take on that strength of that lion right there. You got to take on that strength of that woman who's taming that lion. That's what it takes for this journey. It really does. And Justice card comes in, and it's in reverse. So there are some things in your life. The Justice card comes in when it's like upright, says, justice is about making things right. Justice is about being as honest as you can, as authentic as you can, and just to make things right. This is the Queen of Authenticity right here, saying who you are. So tarot wants to make this right for you. You want to make it right for you. But that's in reverse right here. So there's a real call from the tarot to bring authenticity into your life. Who are you? And I know it's such a big question for a lot of people, but this is what's on the table right here for you. It's time to figure out, what do you want? What's inside of you that you want to do? Because the Six of Wands comes up next, and the Six of Wands is, sixes are a duality card for me. They're about winning, losing. They're about black and white. They're about receiving and giving. And in this particular instance, this individual is coming back from some kind of a battle, and he's won something. He's got the victory wreath going on up top. He's won something, but what we don't see is underneath that green. What's he covering underneath here? Those are losses. We have to look at in order to see what we can gain or win, but we've got to start looking at our losses, right? We got to start. And when you look at your losses, to me, it tells me that I feel like for you, in order for you to take on this next step that you have to look at, I know that you have to go inwards, but I think what's going to happen is the tarot is telling me that there's some losses here for you to look at. Because the last card that comes up here is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, first of all, if I haven't said already, the Pentacles, your body. Pentacles is everything to do with your body, getting into your body. So it's all about grounding. It could be about our health. It could be about work. But in this particular situation, this particular individual is like, he's pretty, the Four is, I call it the miser card. Some people look at this as, somebody that doesn't want to spend their money, because Pentacles is about money too. But it's like, what are you holding on to? Like you're holding on to something really tight here. And I'm going to say, the tarot is saying that you're holding on to your losses. You're holding on to your losses. Because there's the winning card, but there's something underneath here that you need to look at. Tarot wants you to look at what you've lost. The tarot wants you to go inwards and wants you to look at what you lost. The tarot wants you to get in touch with some of your grief. And sometimes we really need to grieve what we've lost in order to bring up something new that we want to bring into this world. And I see that there is a nudge for you to do that. There is a nudge for you to get authentic. There is a nudge for you to find out who you really are. But before you can do that, and in order to do that, you need to start grieving some of your losses. And so that is an emotion that a lot of us have a difficult time getting to. Sometimes it is blocked by anger. Anger is a secondary emotion, and behind that will sit grief. Grief can sit behind our anger with some shame too. So what I'm going to leave for you is I want you to learn about the emotion of grief. And so I'm going to leave a video from my channel, Carol Cares, and it's all about grief. And you're going to learn how to maybe journal from it and understand what grief is. You know, because a lot of us don't really understand. I know we know what crying is. I can cry. But there is real grieving. And grieving is when you need to grieve for when you need to cry for things you, like some real losses that are sitting in your shadow here. Yeah. I want, if you'll let me, I've missed a card here that's really important. It was a 7 card in your shadow. And we had talked about the 7 of Cups here that came up in reverse. You know, I talked about the Strength card, and I talked about a really important card here. And I apologize, and then I'll pull your Oracle card. But I love this card. It talks. It's funny that I missed it and I just saw it, so I apologize. This is the 7 of Wands. This is this particular individual, and that's why the Strength card is coming up. And that was the big message here that I missed. And it's coming up right now. So this particular individual was fighting all these people below here, right? This is, to me, again, it's the card that speaks about going inwards. And when I started this journey, there was one thing I realized, and even now, and I've worked through so much loneliness on this journey. Loneliness, because I had nobody to support me. I had let go a lot of people in my life at the beginning of my journey. I had gone no contact with my own family, and I realized that in this journey I was alone. I was really much alone. It is the shadow work journey is a journey of doing it alone. There's no one else that can go into your shadow and find out what's sitting in your shadow but you. And so a lot of times when we do this journey, we feel like we're so alone. We feel like we're so alone. We have no one to support us. This particular individual is very unique. You know, he's got 2 different shoes. He's a nonconformist. He's going against what he's either not supposed to do, he's taught he wasn't supposed to do, he's going against, and other people are not going to support you sometimes. That's the bottom line. And that's why you need that strength, and that's why the Strength card came out for you right behind it. It's saying, you know, you have this strength. You need this strength. You're going to need this strength to come out and, you know, really talk about and find your authenticity. Okay? So this is an important card. But you can do this because you got the Strength card. You are strong enough. I was strong enough. And believe me, I had to go through a lot of stuff. And you are strong enough to do this. So let me pick a card for you. Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. Yes, you need to get still. You have some grief to get to, and you need to get still. Brown Bear Spirit says take some time to get still, and you're going to get to that grief. And when you start to express that grief and, you know, heal some of those losses, that's when something new, every time you heal, when you grieve, you let out the old. Makes sense? 2023. You bring in the new for yourself so that you're going to be able to, you know, take the strength and move on. Even when you're not supported and validated from people, it'll come. It's a process, but it will come. Take care. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.